Now I know, before you say anything, I understand and I know what you're gonna say. I know you read the title. I understand that the only thing I've really been consistent with this year is this unassigned assigned YouTube uniform of a sweater and some leggings. I understand. Did we talk about language learning 8 months ago and I was supposed to know Japanese by now? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Did the language learning beat me up like I said it wouldn't? Honestly, Japanese has had me in a chokehold this past year, but all of that changes today. It changes because now I have this fire ally that I did not have 8 months ago. Yes, we are talking about today's sponsor, italki, which is crazy to even say. I've been using italki way before they even reached out to me, so I think it's so cool that they wanted to work with me. italki is an online platform where you can learn Spanish, English, Japanese, and over 150 other languages, all online. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? You don't have to be at a certain place. You don't have to meet someone at a certain place. No, everything is at the tip of your fingers, which is incredible. At italki, you can learn Spanish, English, Japanese, and over 150 other languages with high quality native speaking teachers. You can take customized one-on-one language lessons to discuss any topic you want at any time and anywhere. Not only that, but you pay per lesson. There's no subscription and there's no commitment. So you pay as you go. That means you can create your own language learning lesson that fits your schedule. But most importantly, your language lessons are only priced at $5. So with the new year comes new year goals. All you have to do is click my link in the description box and start your language learning journey today. Don't forget to use my exclusive promo code CLELA2023 to redeem an extra $5 learning credit for your first session. The discounts are only available for the first 50 users and will expire January 31st, so please go out and use it now. And of course, good luck on your language learning journey. But before that, I feel like you need an extra little boost, right? Because now that we have italki as a resource, there are a bunch of other resources we need to not only plot out, but also plan out, because you need to know how many hours a day you're going to be able to spend on this language learning journey. You need to know what kind of resources you have at your disposal, and you need to know how you're going to map out your entire month, 3 months, 6 months, and so on and so forth, so that by the end of the year, you reach your goal. So let's get to it. I promise, guys, this time we're really gonna do it, okay? Don't talk about last time. We're gonna do it this time. For real, for real. I'm planning for real. Come on, come on. All right, before we start, I gotta show you how prepared and serious I am this time. Is that the song? All right, now that we're serious, and you know I'm serious now, let's get to it. All good ideas start with a good plan. So, with our language learning journey, we're doing this together, me and you, in the trenches. We need to know what languages we plan on learning next year. That's the first step. For me, I want to finish learning Japanese, not like finish learning, but like learn it to fluency in 6 months. And then from that 6 months, I want to learn Korean for the last 6 months. Because how else am I going to marry Jimin, okay? The second 6 months is all dedicated to Korean. Now that doesn't mean that I won't be studying Japanese during that time too. It's just that Korean will be my main focus during that time. January through March. Let's do a different color. I'm feeling spicy and motivated. Don't rely on motivation. That's how we got here in the first place. January through March. First 3 months. April through June. October to December. Now that they're broken into quadrants, we should make goals for each quadrant so that by the end of the year, we reach our main goal. For Japanese, by the end of the year, I want to know how to have a fluent conversation, be able to understand music, anime, people, things like that, and have no problem whatsoever. That doesn't mean that I'm going to know every single word that was ever made in Japanese. I'm not going to know every kanji, things like that, because this is a stepping stone for the future. I'm always going to be learning new words, just like you are in your native language. But because my Japanese is already at 1 star, I feel like I can get my Korean to fluency as well by the end of the year. Now at this stage, you should write your own goal. If you're learning Spanish, maybe you just want to be able to understand, so you want to make listening goals. Maybe you have some Spanish-speaking family members that you haven't been able to talk to because you don't know the language, and maybe at the end of the year, your goal is to be able to have a conversation with them. Things like that. Make it very specific to you and your life. Once you have your main goal down, now we need to write the resources. What do we have to get us to this goal? For italki, that helps with my listening and speaking skills. For Link Q, that helps with my reading skills. For my textbook, I'll be able to read and write and be able to understand that way. YouTube, I'll be able to listen to other people and try to remember those words. And then at the end of the day, I have dedicated myself to writing about my day for 30 minutes in the language that I'm trying to learn. So in this case, Japanese. When you're creating resources for your target language, make sure that it covers speaking, listening, writing, and reading, because that's how you create a well-rounded understanding of that language. So with that in mind, think about how you can schedule out, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. Reassess your goals, think about what you want to accomplish by the end of the year, and plan accordingly. As I mentioned before, I'm splitting the year in half with my language goals. This is for Japanese, this is for Korean. My main goal for January through March is to really just focus on grammar and vocabulary. That's 90 days, 3, 6, 9. 90 days. During this time, I'm still going to be using my italki tutor. I'm going to be reading, writing, listening, all of those skills. So by the end of this 3-month period, I want to be able to have a very basic, even if it's a very rough and rudimentary conversation, I want to be able to speak. Now for April, my goal for April is to really get more into speaking. April through June are my last 3 months where I'm really fully focusing on Japanese. So with that in mind, I want to be able to really turn up the speaking skills. So my goal is speaking 2 hours a day. I also want to increase my tutoring sessions from once a week to twice a week, with the other one fully focusing on having conversations. I also forgot to mention I want to learn a lot of kanji, so by the end of March I want to know 300 of the main kanji. And by the end of June I want to know 700 more kanji. Now it's coming to Korean. So for the month of July, my goal is to know the Korean alphabet completely, like the back of my hand, like I know hiragana, like I know katakana, things like that. Now, by the end of September, I want to know 1,000 of the main Korean words. And still, every single day, I want to study at least 1 hour of Japanese. For October and December, just like with Japanese, with Korean, I want to really focus on speaking. Because even though people want to avoid it, and for a good reason, it's really hard, but speaking is the most important part of learning a new language. Falling, stumbling around your words, not really understanding the sentence structure, all of that creates solid memories in your mind for you to not make those same mistakes again. And not only that, but to really figure out what they're saying, how they're saying it, so that you can replicate that. And that's really the basis of communication. So during this time, I will get a Korean tutor and I will speak twice a week with a Korean tutor. I'm really stretching it far here, guys. But I also don't want to forget my Japanese, so we're still going to study 1 hour a day of Japanese. It's looking real rough over there. I also want to journal every night for the 30 minutes that I did in Japanese and Korean here too. So this is my main layout and my goals for the year. Now, how are we going to keep each other accountable this year? How are we going to avoid what happened this year for next year? Well, I'll tell you. As we broke down the year in quadrants, at the end of each quadrant, there has to be an accountability video. So, for example, at the end of March, I'm going to talk to you about how all of this went. I can go into detail about how I tried to learn all 2,000 words, how the kanji learning went, where I'm at. We can assess my knowledge. We can try to talk to someone maybe in Japanese. Maybe I can record that. I think that'd be really cool too. If you already have your goals mastered for next year now, put your goals down in the comments below. So then when I go to make the new video in March, I can ask you and see if you're also keeping accountable and doing what you said you were going to do. At the end of June, I will also make another updated video at the end of September and at the end of December. That way, no matter what, I gotta talk to you guys every 3 months. Hopefully that is enough fire under my butt to keep me going. Honestly, I think it will be, because this year was so embarrassing. I can't believe I did not do what I thought I was gonna do. But this time, I really do plan on sticking to it, and I would love if you went on this language learning journey with me. Again, I think it's such an incredible skill to have, being able to speak to a whole new population of people that you never would have been able to speak to before. And what better time to start than a new year? So I know we're gonna try to avoid really counting on motivation, because motivation is not gonna get you through those hard days. It's really consistency. So of course, even though I'm making videos every 3 months, I'm also going to make videos in between that time, just so that we can check in on each other. I can encourage you, maybe you can encourage me. We can keep each other on the right path, because you deserve to be the person that you think you are. Truly. What is that quote? It's, whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way you're right. That's 1,000,000,000% right here. So let's put on our bootstraps, put your little thingies on here. What is this called? Put your little battle paint on, and let's get going in the new year. I just want you to know, no matter where you are in life, no matter what your goals are, you can do anything you set your mind to. Genuinely. I know that's cheesy. I know everyone says that, but I really do believe in you. And I think as long as you make realistic goals that fit your life, that fit where you are mentally now, to where you can grow, I know you can do anything. So keep that in mind when you're making your goals, and I can't wait to see you in the next language learning video so we can keep each other accountable. Bye.